Well, Jim, another away win. You're top of the league. How does that feel?
Great feeling. Like I said, really tough game, especially when you consider the week that we've had. Two great wins at home for the first time in 20 years, and then two tough games on the way. You can see how tough Wealdstone was when you see that they beat Wrexham today. I'm really pleased for lads. They're putting a huge amount of effort. Feel like we've been playing for months now.
Yeah.
But yeah, really pleased for them. No Hartlepool have got a game in hand, but all we can do is win our games, get the most out of the games, score as many as we can, and just keep looking upwards and just being relentless in the next game now. Got a little bit of break for 2 weeks. I know there's a couple of games to be rearranged, but we can concentrate on the FA Cup next week, and then look forward to seeing Solihull more and see if we can extend the lead at the top.
For the second weekend in a row, it's an impact off the subs bench, and it's Alex Reid again.
Yeah, I think there was nothing wrong with what we were doing in terms of, but like I said, I felt that we just maybe needed to maybe a bit more from the four to support the three, and I think Kitchen did a great job in the first half. Sam was trying his best, but we maybe needed another one from there, and I thought that fairly brave move. Jamie was disappointed, but we had this method a while back when we were in the league, when we were perhaps even we were sort of in a draw, and it was a team perhaps we take a chance on opening the game up and going for it, and hopefully fortune favours the brave and get the win. And then what you do is you take off a defender, you play with another attacker, and then just see what the game wins. And often that bravery gets you the reward. So I'm really pleased in this particular case that it's worked out for us. But again, credit to the lads, because it's not just the impact subs, it's the lads that have been sticking to the task for 90 minutes and then still showing the same level of fitness and intensity and quality all the way up to the 98th minute.
Having said that, it should have been perhaps a little more comfortable. You should have had a penalty midway through that first half, but at 1-0, surely.
Yeah, there was quite a couple of big key moments. I'm sure it'd be great fodder for the cameras, but like we've had an elbow in the face at Torquay, no action. We've had Jamie Stott's nose broken in the game, no action. And we've seen that again today, another two blood injuries. I'd like to see it again, but for me it looked like a blatant elbow, the use of the arm as a weapon rather than a lever. The referee's in a great position. But yeah, it's unfortunate because this time around, whether it be the ball over line at Halifax and there was 2 handballs at Wealdstone. They only gave 1. There was a handball today, there's elbows, and unfortunately the spotlight of the BT Sport will show up, perhaps the standard refereeing. But on the flip side, they're only back in business for a couple of weeks. It's such a furious game, and sometimes they might not, if they're not sure, be brave enough to make those decisions. So cut them a bit of slack on that. They are difficult ones, but a little bit like a lad who misses an open goal or misses a great chance or misses something, they'd probably look at the BT Sport and cringe a little bit and go through things and think, we've missed that. But like I said, hopefully they learn from that.
The other thing about the spotlight, the TV cameras, they'll have seen your team with 17 attempts on goal away from home and 12 corners. I mean, it's a remarkably attacking side that you're putting out these days. You must be pleased when you hear those kind of statistics.
Well, this was the challenge for us when I started thinking about the 3-4-1-2 variations now. And it all depends on really the quality of the side players and whether they actually make you look 3-2-5. I think it's really important for us because we're going to come up against a couple of stubborn teams and a couple of teams that look to maybe play on the break, that we keep that +1 at the back. But I think what we did really well at lots of phases today is we used that +1 to build and get players higher. And it was just about us working the connection between the front players. So some of our football was really good, and it just needed us to recognise that and keep working at that. And the movements and the patterns will come and go. But like I said, again today, getting Kitchen up the pitch is always going to be a goal threat. Sam Minahan's got man of the match, so it just shows you what they bring. But the platform is the 3 and the 2, just winning the ball and feeding the wing backs, and then pulling them up and allowing our quality players, Connor and John Rooney and Richie, to be with a bit more freedom to play.
It's interesting because I'd watched Chesterfield a couple of videos and seen how high their wing backs play, but today it was the opposite, wasn't it? You got your wing backs so high up, they didn't get that freedom.
Well, I mean, I've watched all 3 games, looked at the stats, and yeah, they do get high, but a lot of it is a long ball, and they're up there because they're not looking to build. I think when they actually play today, they look like they'd crafted better entries to the final third, better situation for crosses, and ones where Dents and players Tyson conceded a goal and a cross. I just thought that, like I said, we mixed it up better today, and we asked a few more questions in terms of the movement and playing through the lines, but they're an experienced side, and they've got a real strength and they play to it, and it's been getting them some results and getting them a foothold in game. But I think they're going to cause a lot of teams a lot of problem, because this will be a difficult place to come and play. They'll be a difficult team because they're really strong for the full game, and there's no quitters. They work extremely hard, and you have to play at a really high level and keep going to get anything off it.
It's been a really intense run, but you've got a little break now, haven't you? You're not playing on Tuesday, then it's the FA Cup game. Does that give you a chance maybe to have a look at people like Jordan Williams and maybe Harvey Gilmore? Might he be fit by next week?
Well, it's a week. We've had different physical problems. We had an offload week in terms of the weights, but that was just because the lads are at that period in the hypertrophy strength and power. But yeah, it's a week where perhaps that we're coming in Monday and we're not having to think presentations, set plays, what the next team does.
Yeah.
We can actually switch off a little bit mentally and recharge your batteries. I think those that have played a lot of minutes will probably be very low key Monday. We'll be looking more at recovery, and maybe we've got a partnership with a local hotel where we can get the pool work and hydrotherapy stuff active. And the other lads will be wanting to play football. It's just frustrating for them, because it's just they're not getting the game time. Like it wasn't a game where I felt I could get Ryan on. I wanted to sort of energise the front three and the wide areas. It's a mixed week, because some lads will be able to get real good intense football, and others will get a chance to recharge the batteries. But hopefully by the end of the week, it won't be just the FA Cup game against Chesterfield, because we'll have to be big and strong and manly in that game. But then we've got Solihull on Tuesday night and Weymouth, and a massive month. And we've got to just keep going and make sure that we're right at the top when you go into the next one, because that'll be a real challenge for our credentials when we play some of the big hitters and the teams that are in the pack with us chasing that top spot.
Well, Jim Gannon's team's only come good after Christmas. Well, what's happened this time round?
Well, Christmas is only a quarter of the way into the season, or a half of the way. No, look, I think that we're learning things all the time about ourselves and what teams are doing, and we have to think on our feet. But I think we're trying to add stuff. We worked really hard on our set plays for this game, and but the opposition do something different. Didn't let us do the short. They didn't leave the holes that they left against Hartlepool. So maybe they're learning to fill the holes, and so then we have to do other things. But I think the quality from set plays, that was one thing I lamented from Wealdstone. I know there was a couple of set plays where we ended up scoring, but they weren't ones where Ash Palm was powering in, or Richie Bennett's like in the middle of goal and getting a powerful header, or we've done something clever where we've got somebody a free shot from 10 yards out. It's been scrappy, whereas today, I mean, if I look at the highlights and watch that, I think the balls won the money, the runs were good, and if they hadn't got Denton in there, I think that they will struggle to keep the clean sheet. And I mean, I don't know how the keeper's made himself huge for one of them, which is a certain goal. It's a miraculous save, because it's just the instinct to make yourself big. So, but if you keep doing that, and you keep improving the quality, and you keep improving your fitness, and you keep improving your know-how and your craft, then teams have struggled to stop us scoring, and I think that proved the case today.
Stockport County, top of the league. Well done.
Thanks so much.